Hey Ken, I see there's a new exhibition coming up with a great theme, boys' toys, and you've got quite a few artists involved in this.
Yeah, we've got about 20 artists doing all kinds of things that cover the whole spectrum of boys' toys. We've got boats, robots, guns, rockets, a massive range of boys' toys. It's because we don't really grow up, you know, and secretly every male has still got that inner child, and that's why they're tinkering in the sheds, doing their cars and boats and, you know, all that kind of thing. We happen to have got a really eclectic group of artists that still want to make boys' toys.
Yeah, and you've got, I see, you've got prints and...
yeah, these are unusual in that this is Ross Jones's work.
Yeah.
And he specialises in sort of nostalgic type scenes, sort of 20s, 30s, kids with tin toys, rockets, that sort of thing.
And did you say, doesn't he just sell normally in Australia?
All his originals, and there is actually a lady here in Tauranga that's got one of his originals, but the majority of his originals will go to Australia, to one particular gallery. He does do prints here in New Zealand. We're fortunate to have got two of his prints because he's incredibly selective as to where they go. So I feel quite honoured. I mean, I've actually worked with Ross for the last sort of 15 years. When he was a professional illustrator, and he's actually made that transition now to full-time artist, which is what we all want to do. We want to break away from the norm and just spend our days doing art, and he's managed to do that.
And you've got work also here by Nick Eggleston and James Sandridge.
We've got, there's Nick Eggleston, there's Angela Mackenzie, Nick Clegg, there's Rob Murdoch, Ashley Grant, Ange Keats, and Don Packwood. Now, Don Packwood lives here in Bethlehem and specialises purely in motorsport.
I've seen his oil. He does. It just looks amazingly photographic.
I mean, most of the time he will do sort of vintage cars, that really nostalgic sort of 1920s. And my recollection of Don's work from the past is the old racing car, the Stirling Moss kind of racing car. But we've got one of his and a chance for a second one that's in a rally theme. And the way Don works is that at first glance you think it's a photograph because he's actually replicated the way a long lens would work shooting a car coming around the corner. He's got that whole motion, and of course then the background blurs out with its depth of field. And you get this real sense of action of the thing really coming thundering around the corner. And we originally was only going to run it for a month, but already we've decided we're going to run till the end of June. But it may go even longer. I mean, last year when we did Steampunk, we said it was a month. It went for 8 months. And it's one of those things that once something gathers a little bit of momentum, people keep coming back, you know, and then they bring their friends back. So it's balancing that sort of disappointment of when you actually take it down.
I've seen you know, some of the work for the boys' toys. So interesting, so many such a variety of topics and subjects. Everyone interpreting their own idea of what that is.
The thing for me was that I didn't know what I was going to get, and I kind of thought that maybe what would happen is I get a whole load of things all on a similar theme, and then it would become a little bit boring. But the reality is there's hardly any crossover with the angles that those artists have taken.
Well,
and it's cool.
It's going to be fascinating to see. Thank you.
Okay.